lost my job in the school system. Can't work, can't eat, and I protested for cops last year. And this is what you guys do because I want to eat. Because I want to eat. This is unfair. Like a free American that I am. And you guys are arresting me over this fucking.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not clips out of Australia, not out of Germany. This is in the United States of America, in New York, where activist Americans that have American citizenship in the United States of America that don't have their jab passports are being denied service in places like Applebee's and the Cheesecake Factory. And not only that, CNN has a whole host of problems with disgraced former CNN host Chris Cuomo being shot down and fired, and sexual allegations being pinned on him as well. And another producer of Chris Cuomo was revealed of having sexual misconduct with minors as well. And yet another one at CNN that is a pedo is being exposed by Project Veritas again. CNN has a whole host of problems. There are multiple sexual allegations that are being pinned against their hosts, their producers, not just one, another one we're going to talk about tonight. And we need to protect our children. And also, apparently the NFL is funding Antifa in a pretty particular way. And we're going to get into that tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. My name is Drew Hernandez. Hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys can do me a huge favor and smash that like button, destroy that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the very first time. And if you haven't done it yet, hit the bell notification and toggle on the all selection. In theory, it's supposed to work, but obviously YouTube hates me. Look how hard it is. We gained maybe like close to 20,000 subscribers in the past 2 months. And our numbers are kind of like staying at YouTube just screws us. So we need you guys to please share the links, copy the link right now, share it on your Twitter, your Getter, your Parler, your Facebook, your Gab, whatever, wherever you social media. You are the ground game. We depend on you, DH Alliance. Shout out to every single one of you. And if you would like to support me, go cop a t-shirt. This is the new official based t-shirt that comes in multiple different colors. The link is in the description below if you guys would like to support myself and the show. It is really hard for us to monetize here on this channel. And if you use the flash sale code to get 10% off, use SUPER10 at checkout to get 10% off. The sale ends at 11:59 Pacific time. You can get this shirt. We have it in different colors. I am obviously wearing the red one. You can get it in blue, and we have all kinds of different merch. The link is in the description below. And also, you can take this down. And also, we do super chats at the end of every single show. That is how you could support myself and what I am doing here with my independent journalism. Drop a super chat now in the middle of the show or at the end of the show if you love something I say. We need you guys to keep us on air. We need your help. Or you can give a one-time donation through Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. The link is in the description. Shout out to the DH Alliance, boots on the ground game. Those are the ones that support me for as low as $5 a month here on the membership section of this channel. Shout out to every single one of you, and blessings to the chat. I want to see where you guys are tuning in from. Drop your city, your state, your country. Let me know in the chat right now. And also, guys, you can support me for any amount that you want on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Just have to get that out of the way because people are constantly messaging me saying, Drew, how can I support you financially? So I say that at every episode because we need you guys to keep us live on air. Every single one of you guys. So thank you so much. And before we begin, like I said, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video far and wide. Look how YouTube is already, we gained literally over 20,000 subscribers in the past 2 months, and they're already screwing the channel. So we need you guys to push this out, and people will turn around and say, well, just go on Rumble. It's really expensive to stream on Rumble, so that could be something that you could fund monthly as well. Let me know in the comment section below, and we can talk. So here we go. The corruption and the tyranny in the United States of America, let alone worldwide, is continuing. I don't think anybody thought that we would end up in this place. I mean, obviously, we saw the trends that were coming from the deep state on both sides. I don't give Republicans a pass because any Republican that doesn't speak out against the neo-communist globalist agenda is just as guilty as those that are implementing it, because your silence kind of shows where you stand. You're either afraid and you're a coward and you shouldn't be in a position of power, or you're a part of the agenda. The two-party system are the same, two different sides to the same coin. And if you haven't realized that by now, then you're not really paying attention, because anybody that decides to speak out against both sides in the globalist deep state agenda gets censored, silenced, suppressed, you name it, gets canceled. But here we are, 2021, where medical tyranny is reigning, it is ruling, where the FBI has been mobilized to go after parents that disagree with racist critical race theory. They get declared domestic terrorists. And here we are, where Joe Biden, just the other day, is literally echoing the words of Joseph Stalin, literally live on television for the entire world to see, where he says it's not about the vote, it's about who counts the vote. Those are literally the words of Joseph Stalin. And people that are not paying attention are not realizing that the United States of America has been on a decline, but here we are, freedom's on the line. Obviously, we're not a total democracy. We're a constitutional republic as well. That's why you will never hear Democrats talk about everything's democracy, 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 but they're too stupid to realize that a communist utopia and a globalist regime is not a democracy. But a lot of these people that know that, they count on these leftist woketards to be too stupid to realize that that's never going to come to fruition, and all they want is power. It's probably why Hillary Clinton is considering running for president again. If you guys have seen those rumors floating around on Twitter, it's because these people want power. They don't want to change the world for the better. They don't want to improve your lives. They don't want to put more money into your pockets by cutting your taxes. They don't want to do anything like that. This is on both sides. The Republican rhinos and the deep state Democrats, they're not even deep state. They're just out in the open at this point. I mean, people used to say the deep state's just a conspiracy theory. That's not actually happening. There isn't like some kind of shadow government that's like working behind the scenes, pulling the strings, and they're the puppet masters, and they have their own rules and they set their own standards, and that's exactly why you keep seeing double standards. That's exactly why you keep seeing rules for thee but not for me, because the deep state is real. Even people like Joe Rogan. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out today, quoted Joe Rogan saying, President Trump was right. The deep state is real. Reminded me of freaking Han Solo in that scene in The Force Awakens where he's like, the Force is real. It's true. All of it. It's like, that's like where Joe Rogan is, right? Like, yes, understanding that these people exist. They're real. The shadow government is not a conspiracy theory. Tyranny is not a conspiracy theory. All of this is unfolding right before your very own eyes. And patriots and freedom-loving constitutionalists, traditional libertarians, people that consider themselves like real libertarians, are all being silenced. I mean, even to the point where Tim Pool is being considered and accused and slandered of being a right-wing individual. People that don't know Tim Pool, people that do know Tim Pool, when you see headlines like that, when you see the radical left calling Tim Pool alt-right or a right-winger, it's like comical. It's literally comical, because you get in a room with a guy like that, he's not a right-winger. I could tell you that right now, but this is where we are. I say that, I always use Tim as an example because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you stand on the political spectrum. It's not if you're right-wing or if you're alt-right. And it's not even if you're left-wing or a centrist. Right now, it's if you're not far left enough, then you are by default an enemy, and they just use the label alt-right to just destroy their political enemies. That's what it's about. It's about, are you far left enough right now? Because the authoritarian totalitarian regime is coming through this political channel from the hard left, and the aspects of the right, the rhinos, they just let it happen. Because they know how this ends. They know what the end game is. Because people might say, why are these Republicans? They do nothing. There's a lot of these Republicans that have been these Reagan Republicans, people that have been Republicans for decades, for longer than I've been alive, coming out and saying, why are they saying nothing? Why is Mitch McConnell doing nothing? Why? Because these people, they're all the same. The two-party system, it's just a mirage. It's an illusion to make you think that we're balanced in the United States of America, at least right now. And people might say, Drew, I don't know, man. I don't know if that, well, dude, then what else do you need to see by now that, like, there's obviously something going on within our government that is not in the best interest of the American people on both sides. On both sides. Because if you remember in 2016, I remember that it was the left and the right, it was Republicans and Democrats that sought to seek and destroy, slander, and just completely dismantle the entire Trump campaign from the very beginning. It was both of them. Why? Because they fully understood that there was an outsider, a populist that was about to take the stage, which he did, and he was going to bring power back into the hands of the American people. Trump made a lot of mistakes. Trust me, I have a lot of critiques. But at that time in 2016, that is what he represented. Now, people may have difference of opinions on that now, especially with what Trump fell for with the scamdemic and literally put Operation Warp Speed, the tools of tyranny that everyone's facing right now in the United States of America, into the hands of the radical socialist, communist, globalist Democrat Party, and they're using it. Trump handed those tools to them. But a lot of conservatives and Republicans and like hardcore Trump people, they just don't want to talk about it. But I'm not here to shill for a politician. I'm here to just talk about what we are collectively as Americans, because this affects us all, regardless of your politics, to have a conversation. The corruption and the tyranny is continuing because we have people in positions of power that do not believe in your freedom, that do not believe in your constitutional rights. That's why people, this is what I don't understand about conservatives. It's like you see Joe Biden come out and say something completely unconstitutional. You see like AOC, or you see like these radical woke-tards come out and just say the most tyrannical crap. And conservatives are like, my gosh, do they not understand that the Constitution, like, that's against my free... Of course, these people don't believe in the Constitution. They don't believe in your free rights. They don't believe in your God-given rights. They believe that Big Brother is your all and all, your protector, your provider, your everything. We're dealing with people that don't believe in the Constitution of the United States of America or any law and order, if that. That's who these people are. They believe in being in full power within themselves. They set their rules. Have you noticed the trend? Because I know people are like, Drew, that's like offensive. It happens a lot. I don't understand. A lot of conservatives, they come out and like they're shocked that these hard left individuals are coming out and just saying things that totally violate your rights. They're implementing things that violate your human rights. Of course. They're authoritarians. They're psychopaths. They don't believe in freedom. They just waltz around like they're Americans. These people do not want to see the future of America thrive. They believe in a new world order. George Bush Sr. believed in a new world order. He preached it as the president of the United States, a sitting president of the United States, a Republican, preaching the new world order agenda. All these people, these rhinos, these deep state Democrats, they're all the same. And the reason why I'm hitting on this nail really hard from the beginning is because I'm not here to simp for a political party. I never have been, and I never will. That's not who I am. I am here to advocate for the truth, and I am here to give a dose of truth into your reality, into whatever you may think your reality is. Because without the truth, you will never understand what reality truly is, and your politics cannot define your reality. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, because you could be being lied to by both sides. Truth should define your reality on all fronts, whether you're engaging politics, education, music, entertainment, philosophy, you name it. Absolute truth, the fact of the matter for all things, should be your filter for all things in life that you deal with, that comes down your lane, that you are faced with on a daily basis. That's who I am. So as we go down this rabbit hole, our first story of the day, if we can get this up, the NFL is being exposed. It's no surprise. Revealed the NFL is funding Antifa-affiliated defund the police groups. The NFL gave $300,000, that's $300K, to the Oregon Justice Resource Center, which has called for police defunding as well as other social justice measures. Let's do a deep dive into this. The NFL funds groups that openly advocate for defunding the police. I know this is not a shocker, but people, you need to stop supporting these people. Stop watching the NFL, dude. These people do not care about you. Disney does not give a damn about you. The NFL, the MLB, these people that side with these deep state communist globalists and these agendas, stop watching them. You are putting money into their pockets. Period. The NFL funds groups that openly advocate for defunding the police through the Inspire Change program funded by the league. The NFL backs the Vera Institute of Justice, the Oregon Justice Resource Center, and the Community Justice Exchange. Each of these support defunding or even abolishing the police. Where do you think that money comes from? How does the NFL make billions of dollars? Merchandise, the fans, ticket sales, you name it. Stop feeding these monsters that do not side with you or your values. Fox Business uncovered that the NFL gave $300,000 to the Oregon Justice Resource Center, which has called for police defunding as well as other social justice measures. The OJRC has ties to Antifa, with one of their prominent lawyers, Juan Chavez, representing violent Rose City Antifa member Luis Marquez. I've exposed this guy threatening people violently on the street undercover. You guys have seen all my footage. If you haven't, go watch it. Drew H Live on Twitter. It's all on there. The organization also represents Cider Riot, the now closed Portland pub that hosted Antifa events and was the site of a riot in 2019. This is who the NFL is funding. Now, are they fully aware that that's where their money is going to? I don't know. They should be. Wouldn't you want to know if you were donating to a cause or an organization where your money is being spent? Especially if it's $300,000? Either way, if they don't know, now they know. In October of this year, Chavez appeared to express disappointment that one of the militants who attacked journalist Andy Ngo was indicted by a grand jury in Portland, Oregon. Here is just a representation of their Twitter. This is where this money is going. Here's a Twitter post. The OJR, the Oregon Justice Resource Center, is proud to endorse, support #8 to abolition for fundamental change. All Black people have a right to be safe and to flourish at home, at school, at work, in the streets, and everywhere. All of us must be part of this change. Half measures aren't enough. And what's the first thing on the list on that agenda? A world without prisons or police, where we can all be safe. Now look at the things on this agenda. Number 1, defund the police. Number 2, demilitarize communities. Number 3, remove police from schools. Number 4, free people from prisons and jails. We believe in a world where there are 0 police murders because there are 0 police. This is what the NFL is pouring money into. Listen, this is why you have to stop watching the NFL. This is where this money is going. Repeal laws criminalizing survival. What does that mean? Invest in community self-governance. That's anarchy. Actually, it's not, because anarchists don't believe in self-governance. That's just a regime change. Provide safe housing for everyone. Invest in care, not cops. What the hell does that even mean? Abolition can't wait. This is where the NFL is pouring hundreds of thousands of dollars into. Exposed. And people are just like oblivious to it, I guess. The Vera Institute of Justice advocates for abolishment of prisons and for language changes to be put into effect in order to not dehumanize criminals. The Vera Institute of Justice convict, criminal, felon, illegal immigrant, prison. They want to change language as well. Defining someone by a past act strips them of their full humanity and capacity for growth. This language is dangerous. It can dehumanize entire groups of people, promoting stereotypes and stoking fear. So the NFL is supporting these organizations that want to redefine language and terms and cover for possibly violent convicted felons because they don't want them to look bad. They look bad because they did it to themselves. You reap what you sow. You commit bad actions. You destroy your own reputation. But of course, these organizations want to cover for criminal history because they're criminal. What kind of people wanted to fund the police, class? Huh? Drop it in the chat. What kind of people? Criminals. The Community Justice Exchange is opposed to police, prisons, and alternative systems to hold and track those who commit crimes. The Community Justice Exchange also runs the National Bail Fund Network, which runs the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which bails out rioters, domestic abusers, and others who participated in the violent civil unrest in the U.S. during the summer of 2020, the summer of love, the riots. And there they are, the Community Justice Exchange. This is who the NFL is funding. The NFL has been funding Vera Institute for Justice and Community Justice Exchange since 2020, while Oregon Justice Resource Center only started receiving funding this year. Inspire Change was created by the NFL, players, and clubs per their website as part of an ongoing acknowledgement of the ways that systemic racism contributes to barriers to opportunity and equality. Stop supporting these people. Stop watching the NFL. This is what you support. When you go buy a jersey, when you go buy tickets, when you're watching them online through a streaming service, when you're pumping cash into this cash cow, this is where money goes. Against your values, against you. Inspire Change funds dozens of organizations, including City Year, Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and others. The NFL has committed to spending $250 million on social justice causes. And where does that money come from? Merch, ticket sales, ad revenue, from the fans. These people hate you. The NFL hates you. If you're a conservative, if you're not down with communists, the NFL hates you. They have committed to spending $250 million on social justice causes. Notice how they don't define that. Their reasoning is to combat systemic racism, fight the battle against the ongoing and historic injustices faced by African Americans. I'm all for that. But that's not what it's going to end up becoming. We can take this down. We all know that. Black Lives Matter has been a total grifter organization, not for the interest of black people. They exploit black people to the point where even Breonna Taylor's mom has publicly come out and condemned Black Lives Matter, I believe in Louisville, accusing them of exploiting and using her daughter's face and name to raise money and sell t-shirts to enrich themselves. Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrisse Cullors, she's got $1 million estates, multiple. She's got a huge bank account, signing movie deals, TV deals with Warner Brothers, exploiting dead black people. And I'm supposed to sit here and believe that there's so much injustice against people of color in the United States of America. It's a grift. It's a grift. These people are grifters. Charlatans. No different than a prosperity teacher that stands up on a Sunday morning and tells everyone that if God wants you to be rich, then you need to just give us $1,000. No different. No different. Same type of person. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Same type of person. That's exactly who Black Lives Matter is as well. But the kicker here, and what I'm trying to get people to see is you get these naive Christians that think that these prosperity preachers that come out and say, oh, you need to sow a seed. You give us $1,000 and God's going to give you 10 times fold back in return. And you never see it because they're charlatans. They're exploiting people that are in their niche in order to gain something out of them, because those people are going to believe them. Now, with the black community, it's the same thing. We're here to fight against justice. We're here to fight against this. You give us millions. You give us this. You give us that. And we're going to use that to fight against white racists in the United States of America. And what do? They take all that money. They enrich themselves. They go buy $1 million manors and mansions, sign movie deals, all in the name of dead black people, where some of them were not brutalized by police, by the way. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. And because these naive black people that think they're woke, they sit there like, oh, yeah, me and our people, man, we've been slaves, this and that. And yes, we're victims of racism. And it's like, yes, racism is real, but bro, it's not what it is right now. Black people are not being hunted in the streets by white racist killer cops. But that's the grift. Have you noticed a common thread with all of this? Everything is always controlled through fear. There's whites out there. There's crazy white supremacist killer cops out there. Donate to us in our organization. Get with us. They get all the black people riled up. They scare the hell out of them thinking that it's actually true. When actually the reality is black people are slaughtering themselves. Black people hate other black people more than white people do. That's just a statistical fact. Look at the homicide rates. Look at the black on black crime. That's just true, but they don't want to talk about that. It's a grift. It's a grift. It's all a grift. And they use fear, and then they scare all the white people. If you don't support us, then you are the problem. You're the white supremacist. You're the white racist. You're the reason why we exist. Fear, fear, fear. COVID, fear. Islamophobia, homophobia, transphobia. You name it. It's fear, fear, fear on all fronts. And people fall for it. And people fall for it. And yes, Latinos are right behind the black community. Right behind them. They're right behind them. You look at the FBI statistics, especially when Barack Obama was president, the first black president in the United States of America, the homicide rate on black crime was through the roof. Oh, and everything was supposed to get better with a black president. No. The community itself hates itself. Black people hate each other. And I'm not afraid to say that because if you look at the crime statistics, it shows. And don't even get me started on why Asian people are being attacked in this country. It ain't because of white supremacy. It's because of black people. Oh, Drew, you sound like a racist. Go look at the crime statistics yourself, and you will see that what I'm saying is just a fact. It's not racist. And Latinos as well. They're right behind them. The Latino community is right behind the black community. The Latino on Latino community, we need more responsibility in our communities. I don't want to talk about anybody else until we start taking more responsibility and we start loving and caring our own. Nobody's going to take the black community serious and, oh, white supremacists this, and they hate us. They want to take us down when y'all are killing yourselves. They're going to take you serious. How am I going to take you serious thinking that you want your community to be taken serious when you're not even loving your own community and you're not even taking care of your own problems? And I'm speaking as a Hispanic as well. I have the same view on the Hispanic community, that this community, for whatever reason, they hate themselves. They attack themselves. You see why this channel is so shadow banned now? You see why we gain over 20K subs and it like doesn't make a difference? They just hide me anyway. It's because I talk about stuff like this. They don't want a minority speaking like this. It's too true. This is why you need to support us. Drop a super chat right now. Support Drew Hernandez. Go to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. This is why you need to support us. Because we speak the truth here on this channel. And they throttle the crap out of us, dude. Look how far we've fallen the past couple days. This is what they do. It's what they do. Well, this is another. Now, I'm just going to give a quick warning. This is very disturbing. It's going to piss you off, especially you parents and grandparents out there. I know these past couple episodes have been dark, but this is what's happening when you decide to be a light, to expose darkness. You're going to have to talk about a lot of darkness. CNN has had a whole host of problems. Chris Cuomo, fired, violated the rules with CNN, is being accused with sexual allegations. So is Don Lemon as well. Chris Cuomo's producer a couple days ago gets indicted for sexual misconduct with a minor and her mother, multiple. one of his producers. Now there's another producer. There's another CNN producer that's being exposed. There's a whistleblower that's come forward and is exposing another CNN producer of sexual misconduct with a minor and her mother. Before I give you guys the story, here's the video from Project Veritas. Take a look.
Coming on the heels of last week's arrest of CNN producer John Griffin on multiple counts of trying to elicit unlawful sexual activity with minors, the subject of our story is another CNN producer who had an ongoing relationship with our source for over a decade.
My name is Janine Bonanni, and I'm currently a case manager for human trafficking victims as well as domestic violence and sexual assault.
That's his fiance's child.
He sent me a photo of his daughter. It was not pornographic.
And as you were getting these text messages, what was going through your mind?
I feel disgusting. I feel dirty. And I reply, it's your girl's kid, like your girlfriend's kid. Usually every time we text, it's always about him wanting to see me and his stepdaughter together. But I do have a recording of him on the phone.
Sir, I'm done having my mouth on her. I'm going to walk up and put my crotch very close to her face. Slowly unzip my zipper and just guide her head a little closer. And I'm just going to have her kiss the head, and I'm going to put her hand around it so she can feel what that hard flesh feels like.
And that was just my way to, get him face to face so I can actually have proof of words coming out of his mouth. He sent me a text saying, I love that she is getting hot. I want to taste how wet she makes you.
And he's talking about who?
His stepdaughter, who's 14 years old. Even about my daughter, he's asked for things, and it has infuriated
Your
me.
daughter?
My daughter.
How old's your daughter?
15.
We're looking at a text message. Could you tell us what this means?
He said, so I'm not getting mother-daughter nudes for this help. And when he says this help, he sent me money. He thinks because you sent me money, you're going to get a nude photo of me and my daughter. Are you insane? I do not want this girl to be a victim. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a detective. People with power seem to get away with things. I just want this kid to be safe.
It's very true. It's people with power that seem to be getting away with these things. These are the types of people that are working at CNN. So let's get some details in this story. And I told you, this is going to really bother you. It's going to make you feel sick, but we have to talk about this because we have to expose these people. Let's get this up. Again, post-millennial breaking. Project Veritas reveals another pedophile scandal involving a CNN producer. The source told the outlet that she felt disgusted and felt the need to come forward because these people with power seem to get away with it. According to the outlet, one text exchange featured the producer telling the source how his fiance's daughter was wearing very closely cut bottoms at the pool before graphically describing how he could see the outline of her genitals. This is a child. CNN, y'all. The CNN producer also allegedly solicited sexually explicit photos of the source's underage daughter. The messages and videos were allegedly obtained by a woman who was involved in a relationship with the CNN producer for over a decade. Janine Bonanni, a case manager for human trafficking victims, as well as those of domestic violence and sexual assault. The source claimed to have obtained the information for authorities, but contacted Project Veritas when she was worried that action might not be taken. Exactly. And that's not uncommon, by the way. Just so you guys know. It's not uncommon. This happens a lot. Have you guys ever watched those To Catch a Predator videos? Or, some of those kids that, catch pedos on like YouTube. Where is it? Like CC or C Unit. He's a cool kid. Who else? What's that one guy's name? Nito. These dudes that are like on YouTube and they catch pedos. One of the things that you always see with like Chris Hansen and all that stuff, they get frustrated because they put in a lot of work catching these child predators, but law enforcement is too lenient on them and they really don't punish them as harsh as they really should. So give this woman a break, because that's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for people to feel like, I don't even know if law enforcement's actually going to do anything, because the powers that be usually get what they want. I'm not simping for her. I want to point out the fact that that is something that you do see a lot, that people don't trust law enforcement. Unfortunately, people just don't, because a lot of the times justice isn't served in these situations. So I just wanted to, make that comment. The source told the outlet that she felt disgusted and felt the need to come forward because these people with power seem to get away with it. I feel disgusted, she said. I feel dirty, and I reply to the texts, It's your girl's kid, like your girlfriend's kid. Usually every time we text, it's always about him wanting to see me and my stepdaughter together. That's sexually. She then provided a recording in which the producer allegedly said, after I'm done having my mouth on her, I'm going to walk up and put my crotch very close to her face. He said, referring to the minor. Slowly unzip my zipper, he said, and just guide her head a little closer, and I'm just going to have her kiss the head, and I'm going to put her hand on it so she can feel what the hard flesh feels like. CNN producer, y'all. CNN producer. The source added, he sent me a text saying, I love that she is getting hot. I want to taste how wet she makes you. It's a 14-year-old girl with her mother. And he's talking about who his second daughter, who's 14 years old, even about my daughter. The source also alleged that the CNN producer offered her money in exchange for nude pictures of her and her daughter. She added, I do not want this girl to be a victim. I'm not a journalist. You guys heard that at the end of the video. Project Veritas said that they contacted authorities and then, to ensure the safety of the children, reached out to their mother. Once that had been done, the outlet contacted CNN to inform them of the allegations, that then requested a comment but did not receive a response. These new allegations come after the arrest of former CNN employee John Griffin, who has been charged with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to attempt to entice minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity. That's a separate situation. Let's take this down. CNN has a huge problem. And even if this was happening in Fox News, I'd be reporting the same thing. If this was happening in OAN, if this was happening in Newsmax, MSNBC, I don't care. If this is happening in the NFL, I don't care. We protect children around here. We don't target children. We don't sexually exploit children. CNN has such a huge problem on their hands, and obviously it's because this deals with children. It deals with pedophilia. It deals with sexual misconduct on a child, but CNN has propped up themselves of being this virtuous news outlet that only wants to report the truth. And everyone that is on CNN is just this great little social justice saint. Really now? These are the same people that get behind the BLM agenda, that get behind the social justice agenda to try to make themselves look like they care about the issues in society, when they have producers that are engaged in sexual misconduct with children, exploiting them. These people are not members of the media. These people are predatorial monsters, is what they are. Stop watching CNN. Stop supporting the NFL. These are people that do not share your values. If you do not have the value of sitting down and saying, you know what, we probably shouldn't sexually exploit children or rape little kids, then you need to leave this stream right now. Because if that's not political, that's not a political identification. Okay, whether you support engaging in child pedophilia or not. That's not a political identification. If it is, you have some serious issues on your hands. Like, if you think that's a left or right issue, you have some serious issues. And isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? And I don't mean funny, but isn't it interesting that the radical left paints anybody that wants to talk about or expose the child pedophilia that's taking place in Hollywood, in mainstream politics, in the music industry, you name it. Anytime anyone comes forward and wants to expose something like that, what has the radical left identified that type of person as? Some right-wing QAnon conspiracy theorist. They try to make it about political identity, so it discourages anyone from talking about it. Because if you do, you're an alt-right, white supremacist, neo-Nazi Trump supporter. If you talk about child pedophilia and kids getting raped in the mainstream media, Hollywood, you name it. You see how they do that? You see how they discourage people? They label people from coming forward and speaking the truth with such serious matters. They're the ones who do this. And I'm not saying Republicans aren't involved. There have been Republicans involved with this stuff too. What I'm saying is, this is humanity. This is not political. This is not a political issue. This is an issue with humanity. These people are disgusting. The corruption and the tyranny continues. Speaking of tyranny, several anti-mandate protesters, the jab mandate protesters in New York, I've been around them. I've covered some of their stuff. I obviously cannot be in New York all the time. So if you guys are watching, you guys know that I love you. I support you, but I obviously cannot be in New York like all the time. When I can get out there and report what you guys are doing, I will. But last night and previous nights, they've been taking stuff to the next level. They're Americans. And obviously New York has rolled out some insane absolute tyrannical policies with the jab mandates and the jab passports for all people. Doesn't matter if you're white, black. They've brought segregation. They've brought discrimination back. Like it's the 1950s, bro. But the anti-mandate protesters have taken things to the next level. They've gone into Cheesecake Factory. They've attempted to go into Applebee's to simply go inside and have a dinner and eat like a human being. But now they're getting arrested. They're getting arrested, accused of trespassing because they refused to leave a private business. But we all know what it's really over. It's about not having their vax passports because it's a tyrannical freaking policy that's been implemented in New York right now. So I'm going to give you guys the details right now, but this is taking place in New York. This is not Australia. This is not Germany. This is in the United States of America. This is happening in New York, where you are refused a table to dine in at a freaking Applebee's because you don't have your vax passport. Welcome to Biden's America. I'm going to play this for you guys. Take a look. Here's the video of mandate protesters just trying to have a meal in an Applebee's getting kicked out and arrested. Take a look.
No more mandates! 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 I gotta go! There it is! There it is! I love y'all! I love y'all, New York Freedom Rally. I love y'all.
You know he's a veteran?
Yeah.
He's serving his country.
Hold the line. 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 This is the only way it's going to change.
They're arresting him for no reason. Okay.
Joe, I'll see.
So this is Joe right here with the braids. You guys know who she is. I've covered her and her activism multiple times. She's one of the most based females in the United States of America that I've ever met, standing for freedom and opposing authoritarian regimes in New York, which is not easy to do. So shout out to Joe. You can follow her. I think it's at Joe Speaks Truth on Instagram. She's getting censored on there, but go follow her on there. But you are about to watch her get arrested and preach her heart out against these authoritarian policies. Take a look.
See you later.
How do you guys feel
I'll
right
see
now?
you later, Joe.
He's a veteran.
It's beautiful over there.
It's
It's beautiful.
For your freedom and up.
They identify me.
How dare you?
Stay strong. I expect to see that.
Lost my job in the school system. Can't work, can't eat, and I protested for cops out here. And this is what you guys do because I want to eat. Because I want to eat. Like a free American that I am. And you guys are arresting me over this. Oh my God.
You guys thinking what I'm thinking? Where the hell is Black Lives Matter on that one? Nowhere to be seen. You want to know why? Because they don't care about black people. Joe's got a strong heart. Her heart for activism and for freedom, patriotism, and opposing tyranny is one of the most powerful I've ever seen. So shout out to her and her team and everyone that's opposing this medical tyranny and fascism, these Nazis that are literally turning people away from simply dining in at an Applebee's because they don't have their vax passports. And they turn around and charge them with trespassing because they refuse to leave. We all know what it's over. We all know that this isn't about trespassing. This isn't about them causing a ruckus in Applebee's. We all know that this is about them not having their vax passport and not receiving service because they're being discriminated against because they don't want to take a jab. Black people, by the way, I don't see BLM out there for them, at least not for this instance. BLM has been out there alongside of them in previous instances fighting against this. But where's the rest of the country? Where's Antifa rioting for this black woman that was refused service at an Applebee's in New York, in Portland? Where is Antifa rioting for her? Where is BLM rioting in Chicago for her? It's discrimination against a black person, straight up. Seen as unclean. That's exactly what New York has done. You don't get a jab, you're unclean. But people don't want to talk about that now. All the social justice took place in 2020. Not now, because Orange Man is gone. Biden's the good guy. The guy that tells us that if you don't decide for yourself, or if you can't decide for yourself between me or Trump, then you ain't black. Yeah, that's the good guy. That's the guy that supports the black people. Same guy that's implementing these federal mandates, the same guy, a part of the same party that's imposing these ridiculously unconstitutional mandates against people's wills in New York. And they said Trump was the fascist. No. These people are ridiculous. There is no freedom in New York. And isn't it interesting, Kathy Hochul, the sitting governor right now in New York, recently because of the new variant of the coronavirus, it tripped me out when she said this because I was shocked. I was shocked that she implemented a new policy saying that you can either, to take preventive measures against the new variant, that small private businesses have an option either to impose a mask mandate or a jab mandate. And it made no sense to me because what's the point of the jab mandate if the mask mandate is sufficient enough to protect people in a small business? I'm not advocating for that. I'm just asking you to ask yourself, how the hell is that supposed to make sense? What's the purpose of the jab mandate if you're saying that there's an option for small businesses to choose between a mask mandate and a jab mandate? It doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make sense. You're supposed to just comply. Oh, they virtue signal and come out and say, oh, we just care about our people. We want to make the best decisions so that we protect the health. It's my responsibility to protect the health of all people in New York. No, it's not. That's my responsibility. I make my own decisions medically as to whether what I will do or will not do with my body. It is not the governor's responsibility, my health, to govern my health. See how psycho these people are? It is not the governor's responsibility to govern your health. But people don't want to talk about this. It's just so ridiculous, man. This is the tyranny that the United States of America is facing right now. But these woke-tards, they still get behind Biden. They still get behind Kamala Harris. You look at Twitter, people are brainwashed. They're literally NPCs. They're like robots. They defend it. They defend it, man. Have you been to California? Have you been in New York? I think San Francisco is the worst, man. Like, people aggressively defend the tyranny that's been imposed upon them. They defend it. It's a cult. It's a cult. It's literally a cult. It's literally a cult with these people. That's why I encourage people, man, leave New York. You know, shout out to you guys that are opposing this in New York. But I mean, you know, there are still other final frontiers in the United States. There are still other places in the United States that, you know, places like Arizona, there's places in Texas that still believe in, you know, a sense of normalcy and freedom. I'm not saying you're a coward if you leave to those places or you go to Florida as well. I'm just saying, you know, consider maybe going somewhere like there to hold it down there for as long as you can. You only get one life. And don't let these authoritarian psychopaths ruin your life. So we're going to do some super chats. So if you guys love anything I said, we're going to do some super chats. This is how you can support the show, guys. So we appreciate it. Obviously, we're extremely shadow banned. If you have to head out, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. Please copy the link and go post it somewhere before you leave. Please do that for me. YouTube has screwed my engagement, if you guys have not noticed by now, and it's because of the stuff that I talk about. If you guys can do me a huge favor, you can support me by dropping a super chat below, or go on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. The link is in the description. You can give a one-time donation, or you can kind of treat it like a super chat, give a donation, and you can write a little memo, and I'll read it live here. The link is in the description. Or consider joining the DH Alliance for as low as $5 a month, or you can customize your monthly giving through Patreon. The links are all in the description. And shout out to the DH Alliance, man. Thank you guys for your monthly support, your nightly support, your weekly support. I mean, this show is 100% independent. 100%. Nobody funds this show other than you guys through the merch, the donations, the snap, the super chats, all of it. All of it is 100% supported by the people, we the people. That is you. Every single one of you guys. So thank you guys. We truly appreciate it. Well, let's do some super chats before I head out. I think I'll be going live tomorrow. I might have some of my friends come in. Not sure yet. We'll see. But let's do some super chats right now before I head out, because it's getting a little late. Alrighty. Cool. Here we go. Let me open this. Alrighty. We have a $5 super chat from Flesh and Blood 2024. Flesh and Blood says, for $5, we salute you. Oops. Flesh and Blood says, look up Kingdom Conservative Party. It's a new party being organized. Awesome. I would definitely like to check that out. That's a pretty big task to do, but I would love to check that out. I definitely encourage people to just remain independent as much as possible, man. That's just me. That's just me, man. That's just me. We have a $5 super chat from She's Over It. She's Over It says, just sending some support your way. Thanks for what you do. Thank you for your support. Without you guys, we cannot continue. I mean, we try to monetize here on this channel, but dude, we have like over 70,000 subscribers and we can barely get 5,000 views. That's not because nobody watches the show. It's because YouTube buries my content. So thank you guys that watch on a consistent basis, but just so you know, this is what YouTube does to me. This is just how it's been. And anytime I tell people this is what they do, they don't believe me. They're like, no. It's like, yeah, dude, we just gained like 20K subs and we're at the same place. So thank you guys for the super chats and the donations through Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. We have a $5 super chat from Leanne Wilson. Leanne said, you did good on the Rittenhouse trial. Well, I hope I did. I think the world thought I did. I know that Binger, got pretty screwed. And, I'm going to announce this right now here live. Let me see if I can pull this up because it's public. Speaking of Kyle, because I know everyone wanted to see me and Kyle together, and we're just not able to do it on podcast yet, but it's coming. Let me see if I can show you guys, make a cool little announcement that you guys are really going to appreciate. Is it on the website? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll announce it at a later time. It's okay. I can't find it. But yeah, so I will be there. I will be at America Fest this weekend. So if you guys are in Arizona, make sure to come through. Come say hi. It's going to be awesome. You guys are really going to like it. Yeah, I can't see it. I don't know. Maybe it was just for me, but I'll announce it at a further date. But I will definitely be there. There's me. So it's going to be fun. Can't wait to see you guys. Make sure to come through and come say hi. It's definitely going to be a great time. But yeah, the Rittenhouse trial was pretty nerve-wracking, and it was pretty awesome. And yeah, I guess people were like, dude, you like seemed pretty confident. I mean, I just went up there and told the truth, and I don't think Binger was like really ready for what was about to happen. But it definitely I thought it was funny. Not what was happening to Kyle, but just like the response of Binger getting destroyed, because he didn't know who I was. He obviously had no idea that I argue for a living too. And he had no idea what was coming. But it is what it is. All right, guys, let me see. We have one more super chat. Yes, if you guys would like to support me, I'm telling you, man, this is the only way we're able to stay on the air is through super chats and donations on our website and buying T-shirts. So if one day I get yanked off the air because we just cannot do this financially, you guys know why. Because we can't. We're not like a normal YouTube channel where you have 70K subs and you can just monetize and you could, survive. YouTube hates me. We have a $100 super chat from Nathan. We salute you. Everybody say thank you to Nathan in the chat. Blessings to the chat, by the way. Nathan for $100 says, as absolutely damn sick and twisted as these people are, this doesn't surprise me in the slightest, Drew. I know. These people are corrupt. Think about it, man. You would have to be a special kind of evil to knowingly lie to the masses every single day and be content with that. That's what makes these people so sinister, is that you have people, you know what that makes it even more sinister, Nathan, is you have people that knowingly lie, right? And they hide their lies, especially when it comes to stuff like this. But what I think takes it even to another level is when these people prop themselves up as like these virtuous members of society that care about minorities or care about the little guy. That's what CNN does. They prop themselves up as like the social justice saviors to the little guy in society. To me, that takes it to a whole nother evil where you present yourself as a hero when at your core, when you're unveiled, you're a demonic villain. Like you're evil. Like you're 100%, you're a child predator. To me, that's a whole other, I agree with you, but I think they even take it further than that, way further than that, because these people, they prop themselves as members of society that can be trusted. And to me, that's a whole other level. Alrighty, well, we have some, we have a $25 donation through Cash App. Thank you so much from Marlene Taborda. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Taborda. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this. I'm sorry. But from Marlene for $25 says, thank you for your courage and dedication for reporting the truth. Thank you so much, Marlene. I truly appreciate it. I mean, this is what we have to do. It takes a special kind of person, type of personality. I mean, people like James O'Keefe. I mean, I don't think people really realize like what you're up against when you start going up against these people. Like these are people that have multi-million, billion-dollar budgets. I don't have that. All I have are Snapchats that come through. You know what I mean? Like it's just, people don't realize the gravity of like what this really is. Like I know the stuff that I can say at times is pretty based and pretty powerful because that's just what I believe. And it's because the truth is based and powerful. But I just don't have the budget these people have. I don't have the type of power these people have, the type of platform these people have. And, I do my best. I do my best with what I have. So thank you so much, Marlene, for supporting that, because these donations assist me in accomplishing what I can. We have another $10 donation on Venmo from Carla Plaza. Yeah, Carla Plaza, actor picture. Yeah, Carla Plaza. We have a $10 donation. Carla says, keep doing what you are doing. We need more independent journalists like you. Yeah, man. I had no intentions of ever becoming something like this. I just had a heart for truth and exposing the truth. And, I think over time you begin to realize that I guess that's what it takes to be an effective journalist. I mean, whether it's through videography or whether it's through writing or whether it's through, doing something like an expose or whatever kind of journalism or reporting you do in the world of media, I think a truth teller is obviously going to be a threat. But you're obviously going to be respected because people respect when you tell them the truth. If their minds are open. I mean, people that are just mindless lemmings and they don't think for themselves and they just trust other people on their behalf. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not that kind of person. Like, I don't let someone else think for me. Like, even though you can lay out all the facts, I'm still the type of person that like wants to go figure it out myself. Like, I'm not going to just take your word for it is what I'm trying to say. That's just me. Maybe that's what makes me a different kind of journalist, because I just don't take people's word for it. I go try and find out what the hell is going on myself because I want to know. But I think that's just how people should think. That's what I think. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comment section below? That's just me. I don't want to think for you. It's weird. It's really weird. But yeah, thank you so much, Carla. Thank you for the support. We have a $5 super chat from Leanne Wilson. Leanne Wilson with the $5 super chat says, so true, Drew. You know, that's my aim, man. My aim is really just to make people watch what I'm saying or watch my content. And if you're good, for those of you that want to get involved with commentating or making content or whatever, this is how you know you're good. If you could get people coming out and saying, wow, that's so true, you're doing something right. It's not about you. It's not that you're like this great person. It's just if you're speaking the truth, other hearts are going to confirm that. They're going to be aligned with that, and they're going to feel it. They're going to sense it. They're going to recognize that the truth is there. That identifies a good host, commentator, reporter, journalist. Boom. That's what you should always be going for with whatever you're doing, especially in the sphere of like public speaking or communicating with an audience. If you could get people to turn around and say, that is so true, you're doing something right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I should be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. If not, I'll let you know in the community section of this channel. That's why it's important that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. It's very important that you do that because you will not know what I'm doing if you don't. That's where I post all the kind of need to know information on this channel in regards to the show. If I don't see you guys tomorrow for whatever reason, if you're in Arizona, go to tpusa.com. Go get your tickets to the America Fest going down starting this Saturday, ending next Tuesday. I will be there every single day with the TPUSA team. I'll be doing media with Real America's Voice, OAN, Blaze. I'll just be there all over the place. So come say hi. I would love to meet you guys. I would love to take pictures with you guys. I'd love to talk to you guys. So make sure to come if you're in the area. Phoenix, Arizona. Go to tpusa.com right now so we can see each other. We have one more super chat, $10 super chat from John Lee. John Lee says, you are a good man, Drew. Thanks for doing it for us all. You know, man, I just do my best to tell the truth, and all glory goes to God. But John Lee, I truly appreciate the support. I really do. And I think all of us have the potential of doing great things if we just trust in God, we try to tell the truth, and we do the right thing. You just follow those 3 basic principles, and you will do great things. Doesn't mean it'll always turn out the way you want it, but you'll have a path to follow. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and toggle on the all selection right now. Smash that like button, destroy that like button right now. Copy the link, share this transmission somewhere on your socials. Follow me on all my socials. The links are on the description below. If you're watching the rebroadcast of this show, consider supporting me for as low as $5 a month on the membership section of this channel, or on Patreon. You could customize whatever you want. $5, $10, $500. All those links are in the description below. Hope you guys appreciate this episode, a very important episode, so share this wherever you can. Do not be ashamed. I love every single one of you guys. Until next time, America, stay free.